What's going on, 7th and 8th graders? Hope you guys had a great spring break, did all the fun stuff. You relaxed, hung out with family, friends. Let's go ahead and dive in back to this week, the week of April 5th. The week of April 5th. Now, when we left off before spring break, you had just completed, most of you have just completed the mini project caption scenes and did a great job with that. We spent a couple of weeks on that. This week, we're going to make our way to lesson 11. It's called the draw loop. Lesson 11, the draw loop. Of course, go to code.org, got to go to Clever, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and make our way to draw loop. And we're going to do the first few together and then let you guys take off, okay? So let's take a look at our objective of the day for the draw loop. How can we animate our images in GameLab? This is where you can make it move, your images move. So this is gets into a little fun here, a little creativeness as well. All right, let's go ahead and continue. And the first bubble here is talking about the draw loop with a quick little video. Here we go.
Animated movies create the impression that characters are moving smoothly, but if you slow them down enough, you'll realize there are lots of individual images. Each image is just a little bit different from the one before. Speed them back up, and your eyes are tricked into thinking you're watching real-life motion. A very simple example of this effect is a flipbook. The key to animation, whether on paper or the computer, is that part of the drawing is changing over time. An easy way to achieve a change is to use the random number command to generate a new random location, size, or color for the shape we're drawing. Here's a simple program that draws a single rectangle with a random X position and a random Y position. If we run and reset this program over and over again, we can see that it draws the rectangle in a new position each time. But that's like a flipbook with only one page. To create real animations, we need to be able to string these pages of the flipbook together. In GameLab, we'll do this using the draw function. The draw function is special in GameLab. The commands inside of the draw function are run line by line from top to bottom. But once the computer reaches the end of the commands inside the draw function, it jumps back to the beginning and repeats the commands over and over again, as long as your program is running. Because the code in the draw function repeats in a loop, we'll just refer to this as the draw loop. Let's move our rectangle inside the draw loop and see what happens. Whoa, so many rectangles! We can see that a rectangle isn't just being drawn once anymore. GameLab is automatically calling the commands inside of the draw loop many times a second. In this program, that means that a new random X and Y location is generated, and then a rectangle is drawn over and over and over. You can place as many commands as you like inside of the draw function. For example, let's choose a new fill color before drawing each rectangle by placing a fill command inside the draw loop. Instead of always choosing the same color, we'll randomize by replacing the red value with the random number command. So in every frame of the flipbook, the computer is picking a new shade of red and setting that as the fill color. Then it picks a new X and Y value and draws a rectangle with those values. In a typical animated movie or flipbook, you don't continue to see all of the drawings that came earlier in the animation. Instead, you have the illusion of a single shape or character moving over time. You'll discover how to make that happen with the draw loop soon.
All right, so there's our video on draw loops. Let's move on to the next bubble, bubble 3. So as you see, if once you can get the hang of this, you can really be creative and animate your own animations, your own animations that you put in there. Okay, so here's just, it says, here's an example of the draw loop at work. Run the code, see how it works. Discuss with your partner whether this looks like the flip book you saw in the video. Why or why not? So as you see, the dots, the sea green dots are kind of taking over the screen. And I love to do this new, I guess it's not a new tool, but something I just learned. If you click this, after you read the instructions, if you click this little arrow, it will hide your instructions. And now you can see, you got more workspace to work with. So let's look at our code. So they're going to fill color sea green. The function is draw, and they're going to do ellipse, which is a circle, and it's going to be at a random location. So the function, it's going to draw, it's going to keep drawing them at random locations, as you see. And eventually it's going to take up the whole entire screen, and it'll be sea green. If I wanted to say, that's just the color at the top. You could change it to whatever color you wanted to, as you see here. But as you see, that's how you kind of make it animate with these functions. And that's a draw, and with the draw loop. Let's go ahead and click finish. And let's look at bubble 4. Okay, it says now it's your turn to do some work with the draw loop. Remember that the code inside the draw loop is run by GameLab over and over and over again. So inside the function draw loop, it's going to keep doing it. So we've got our green circles. Okay. We've got to add some orange ones. So let's take a look. Let's go to the draw. Let's find some fill. So all I'm going to do is put this inside of here. And we need to make it orange. So I'm going to have to type the word orange. And then put the alert ellipse in there. And let's make it random. All those numbers, they need to be random. And we'll go 0 to 400, just like the one above. And then random, 0 to 400. Okay, run it. And now it looks just like our picture, all the different colors. So notice I didn't even have to add another draw loop there. You just add an orange circle, and then you change those to random. And if you don't want these extra spaces, you just move those arrows up and back to delete them or add them. So they're randomly showing up. This first one is randomly showing up at the X coordinate, and the second one is randomly showing up at the Y coordinate. So that's how you animate, and at this point, randomize your animation. All right, let's go to bubble 5. This is the last one we'll do together, and then we'll let you take off there, okay? Now, number 5 is just a kind of a prediction. So we'll type here just a sentence or so. It says this program has one small difference that will make it run a little differently. Again, though, remember all your code outside the draw loop is run first one time. All your code inside the loop is run over and over and over forever. Okay, so let's look. It says, what will the program do? Well, we've got the background blue. There's going to be a fill yellow, then background red, and there's going to be a random, what do we got? Ellipses, and it's going to show up all over the place. So I'm going to assume that they're going to be yellow on a red background. Okay, so let me go back to my instructions. Random yellow, and I may be wrong here. This is just a prediction. Random yellow circles will appear on a, what that second background say, on a red background. And I may be wrong. Let's see. Okay. Run. Okay. Now let's see how this one is different. Notice it only has one, and it doesn't, and I was halfway right. It only has one random yellow circle. So let's see why that's different. Instead of a bunch. So we've got the fill yellow background, and I guess this world frame rate has something to do with that. Let's go back and look and compare, because I'm interested too. What is the difference between our last two, lesson 4 or bubble 4? They're just random. Fill random. Let's make a mental note of that. And let's see here. Background red fill. I'm guessing that this has something to do with it. Let's try to change. I don't think we could change that. But that one, as you see, because of that world frame rate, probably has a lot to do with why only one pops up instead of like multiple. Very interesting there. All right. But we were halfway right. That circle randomly shows up, the yellow one, all over the red background. Okay. All right. And notice it says background blue. That kind of gets, you kind of ignore that because it changes it to red there. Okay. So you're going to do the rest together, starting with bubble 6. So there's only 10 of these. So we've done half of them for you. You're going to start at bubble 6 and make your way all the way to bubble 10. Okay, so there's 1 on that one. 6, you of course read the instructions. 7 on 8 right here. Let's say you pick 2 of the 4. You pick 2 of the 4 that you would like to complete. Number 9, that's the assessment. Of course, kind of brings it all together. There's just 1 there. And then number 10, just the first one only. Ignore the free play, the first one only. Challenge, extend your scene. So try it out, guys. Hope you guys had a great break, but let's get back into work. And as always, if you need me on this, shoot me an email and we'll see if we can get through it together. And that is lesson 11, the draw loop for my 7th and 8th grade learners, the week of April 5th. Hope you guys have a good week, and Mr. Noakes is out.